more than likely you have debt. How do I know that? Because you clicked on this video. Right. You're struggling between whether you should become debt-free or build your credit. I got you covered. In this episode of the Rule Your Money Show, we're going to teach you how to become debt-free. I know what everyone's telling you to do. Build your credit, build your credit, build your credit. But I'm taking over 10 years of experience of helping people to crush their debt so they can get their life back. In fact, I'm breaking down everything you need to know so that you can become debt-free and create the life that you really want. Welcome to the Rule Your Money Show. I am your host, Dakota Grady. Thank y'all for joining us. In fact, I'm so excited because I'm talking about one of the topics that I'm really passionate about, and that's paying off debt. I'm going to tell you today 3 reasons why you should become debt-free, and also I'm going to show you the game plan of how to become debt-free. Now, this episode isn't for everyone because I know that there are people out there who love debt. So if you love debt, then turn off this show and go watch a show about debt. But this show today is about crushing debt because cash crushes credit, because debt is a thief. It's stealing your future right now. That's right, because you're paying so many payments on things. So why should you, that's right, why should you become debt-free? Let's dive right into the conversation. Here are 3 reasons why you should get out of debt. The first one, let me start with some stats. Now this is according to research I've done. The first stat is the Federal Reserve of New York reports that as of the third quarter of 2024, this year, y'all, the Americans have $17.94 trillion. That's not an M, not million, not billion, but $1 trillion. That's right, y'all. $18 trillion roughly, rounding up. And it says about, one report says about 80% of Americans have debt. That's a lot of people, y'all. I think in America we have about 300 million people in the U.S. And I'm like, man, that's a lot of debt. We're so bombarded with borrow money, build your credit, build your credit, build your credit. And all they're saying is go in debt, go in debt, go in debt, go in debt. That means you're going to be stressed out and worried because if you aren't increasing your income, right, you have low wages, so you're putting stress and strain on your finances and on your health. So the number one reason why you should become debt-free is because you pay back more than you borrow. Why? Because you pay back principal plus interest. Interest is the cost of borrowing money, y'all. And people say use OPM or other people's money, they're saying they don't have money, right, to get whatever they're trying to get. In fact, when most people borrow money, they borrow money because they don't have the money. That's simple. Now, people who do have money, they say that, well, I don't want to tie my money up. Tie it up? What you mean tie your money up? When you don't have payments, you don't have to tie your money up. You're paying off something that could be holding you hostage for years, y'all. If you got a mortgage payment for 30 years, that's mortgage payments every year for 30 years plus interest, right? So you're going to pay back principal plus interest, which is the cost of borrowing money, because people can get loans, but that cost is going to cost them to borrow somebody else's money, right? Now, one lady told me she had money to buy a car, cash money, right? She said she didn't want to spend the money on buying a car. She'd rather have payments. I'm like, wow, it doesn't make sense to me. Eventually, you're going to pay the money anyway. You're just going to pay more of the money. Why not rip off the Band-Aid now and get the car paid with cash, and you may even get a discount because money talks and it has the power to allow you to walk away. That's right, y'all. If you can't get the deal at that particular place, whatever you're buying, walk away and go find somebody who respect the power of money. If you want to make better decisions with your finances, stop overspending and stop impulse spending, get you a free resource, the free money plan budget tracker at dakotagrady.com. This is how you're going to really transform your finances in 2025. The second reason why you should become debt-free is because it keeps you broke. How? Every single month, you're paying payments to someone. It's going out of your account. You work hard for that money, and it's earmarked for somebody every single month. Car payment, student loans, boat payments. You got a motorcycle payment. You got a HELOC or a home equity line of credit on your home, second mortgage, right? You having all this money coming into your account that you work hard for, and then it's going out the door. And people wonder why they're broke. They're spending so much of their hard-earned money, whether they're an employee or they own a business. They're working, spending 40 hours a week or more, depending on the kind of job you have. You're spending so much energy and time and effort to make money, and then you give it away for 30 years. Yes, you may have a lower payment on your mortgage, but imagine getting a 15-year mortgage and paying it off in 15 years. That'll save you 15 years of interest payments and 15 years of heartache and strain and worry and doubt and fear. So why not use cash? Use cash because cash crushes credit any day of the week. Because when you borrow money, how do you pay it back? With cash or either digitally. Use your debit card to pay it back. So people try to avoid the whole concept of using money. How can you avoid it when you are borrowing something and you're paying it back with something that you don't want to use? It don't make sense to me. So if I'm going to borrow $1,000, it may be put into my account electronically, but how am I paying that money back? With money or currency that's going to go from my bank account to the other lender's account. The whole point is you're using cash to repay something that you're borrowing, money. So why not use something that you're going to pay back anyway, money, for your purchases? I know why, because you don't have discipline. All you know is borrow money. That's all you know. You don't understand the importance of staying out of debt and building a legacy. People, they think that borrow money is the way to live. No, it's not. The best way to live, in my opinion, is debt-free. Because imagine if you didn't have any debt. No car payments, student loans, mortgage, medical debt. What if you had no debt at all? Who could you bless? How much could you save? How much could you invest? What could you build? A home, homes, plural, rental properties. You can do so much with cash money. Now, even if you use digital currency, like, again, your debit card, then you can still be able to build wealth by investing in the stock market or maybe a business or real estate. Imagine playing the game of Monopoly in real life, using money to build wealth, not credit. People don't understand. If you had money, you won't have to borrow money. So my third point is you need to become debt free because you're making somebody else rich. How? The payments you pay every single month, principal plus interest. The interest is a penalty to you, but the interest is income to someone else. I said it again. The interest you're paying back to borrow that money is a penalty to you because you're penalized for borrowing somebody else's money because you don't have the money of your own. And you're actually making someone else rich because that interest is income to someone else. That's right. Interest income. So that person, that lender, whoever you borrow the money from, is making money off of you when you borrow money. Well, you say, Dakota, I got a credit card. I pay it off every month. Who cares? When I had a credit card, I paid mine off too. But still, the whole point is I was borrowing someone else's money. And what if you don't pay the whole balance? You'll pay interest on the balance that remains. Maybe 26%. You may pay, although you may pay a small amount of interest per month because you don't pay the whole APY, more the whole aim percentage yield, right? For the entire year, you pay it 1/12 of the month, right? Or 1/12 of the year. But the whole point is for you to pay off debt because you're paying back more than you borrow. You're making payments that keep you broke. And lastly, you're making someone else rich by paying interest payments every month. So that's why you should become debt free. It'll rob you of your future today. I'll say it again. Being in debt is robbing you of your future today because you're losing the ability to build a future that you really want because you're giving your money away, so much money away. And you're so bamboozled by the fact that building credit is the way to live. Building credit is not the way to live. Building a bank account is. Investing in things that are going to go up in value is. And staying out of debt allows you to have more money so you can go invest. Rental properties, maybe get you a digital asset, an ebook, audiobook, a course, whatever. Build something that's going to last and make you cash flow. Oh yeah, by the way, people say that they don't like to borrow money. They love to borrow money, right? But they don't want to use cash. But when you say cash flow, what are you talking about? Cash flow, money flowing, whether it be digitally or in actual dollar bills. It's cash flow, not credit flow. It's cash flow, not credit flow. I'll say it again. Cash flow means money going from you to someone else or vice versa. It's the whole point is you're using cash and it's flowing, y'all. It ain't credit flow, it's cash flow. That's why cash crushes credit all day long. So how do you pay off debt? I call it the debt crushing method, and here's how you crush your debt. All right, this is the debt crushing method. It's the method for paying off debt, and this is the simple way and best way to do it. So here's our example. We have 5 debts: Sears, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and Citibank, right? So each one of these we have balances due. The whole point of this plan is to pay the minimum on everything regardless of interest rate, and then list your debts from the tiniest one to the biggest one, and then you want to pay as much as possible on the first debt to get it done as quick as possible. And once you pay that debt off, you put that payment toward the next one and so forth. So this is the process. So first, Sears, we owe Sears $1,500. The minimum payment is $100. So we're gonna pay the minimum payment $100, so that will be paid out 15 months. All right, and plus the minimum payment for everything else. All right, now when we do that, we pay that debt off as quick as possible. So we're not $100 out within less than, we'll pay that $1,500 off as quick as possible. So we pay it off in 8 months compared to 15 months, right? All right, then we'll take care of that. Then next, we'll start paying as much as possible on the Visa while still paying the minimum everything else. Instead of paying $150 on the Visa, which is the minimum payment, we pay $250 because we're going to put that $100 from the first one to the second one. So you pay that debt off in 8 months. Boom, because we paying $250 on the second debt. And the next debt we're going to pay on is the MasterCard. So we owe MasterCard $4,500. The minimum payment on that one is $200, but we're going to pay $450 because we paid $250 for the Visa and $100 for the Sears card. We're going to combine all the payments and pay $450 total, and that debt is paid off in 10 months. So let's keep going. So next, after we pay off the MasterCard, we're going to pay off the Discover card. We're going to discover freedom from bondage, y'all. So we all discover $6,000. The minimum payment on that one is $300, but we're going to pay $750 because we're going to pay what we paid on Sears, Visa, and MasterCard, plus the minimum payment for Discover. We're going to pay this debt. We're going to pay $750 on this debt and pay it off in 8 months. So far we paid off Sears, Visa, MasterCard. Now we're going to discover freedom from debt by paying off the last one, Citibank. What's in your wallet? A debit card, baby. Let's go. So we owe them $7,500. Minimum payment on that one is $250, but we're going to pay $1,000 on this debt because we're going to pay the money we were paying on Sears, Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. All our minimum payments we're paying on those, we're going to pay those payments plus the $250 for the minimum payment for Citibank, and we're going to pay $1,000 to pay this debt off in 7.5 months, y'all. So let's do the math on this right here. We got for the first debt, take care of that in 8 months, plus the second one, 8 months, plus 10 months for the third debt, plus 8 months for the fourth debt, and 7.5 months for the last debt. Let me do my math again. So basically we paid the first debt off in 10 months, or 8 months. We paid the first debt off in 8 months. we paid the first debt off in 8 months. Second one off in 8 months too. Third one off in 10 months. The fourth one off in 8 months. And fifth one off in 7.5 months. How many months is that? 41.5 months. So if we do that divided by 12, we'll be debt free in roughly a little over 3 years, paying off all that debt. And how much debt is that total? Let's do the math on the debt total. So we owe total debt is $1,500 for Sears, $2,000 for Visa, plus the MasterCard, plus the Discover, and then we got. So the total debt is $21,500. So your total debt payment is right here. You're gonna pay off this debt. This is what we owe right here. All right. Pay that debt off in 3 years and some change. All right. So that's the goal. Pay that debt off right here in 3 years and some change. You can do it if you really want to. I recommend following the debt cushion method to help you become debt free in under 3 years. Actually, a little over 3 years, y'all. So take this stuff right here serious, y'all. Get out of debt. This is the best way to pay off your debt. You can do it. Let's make it happen.